Taking a look at your top story, following the KPMG debacle, the South African Revenue Service seems to be battling on multiple fronts. SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane threatened legal action against auditing firm KPMG for reputational damage. The former Finance Minister, Gordhan, has also criticized the firm. Gordhan questions the competency of SARS leadership after the SARS KPMG debacle, with Moyane launched a counter-attack citing figures. Well, here's the scathing indictment from Gordhan, who is also a former SARS commissioner. SARS has become a political project. It is now run by people who have no idea how to manage a tax administration system. They don't know what skills are needed and how to use them. Moyane, however, refuted the charges.
The report that you give to Parliament every year has got the profile, the salaries, and you can see the profile by yourself. And that's why that comment can be nothing else but malicious, because the facts are there. But you see, that is the problem. You know, this thing of black people must always explain themselves. You know, exactly the point you're making is it's a very painful process. The comments that were made are very insulting to the 14,500 employees that works for SARS. In SARS, an average, we've got 15 years average of stay at SARS. We have 170 chartered accountants in SARS. Probably we'll have the biggest chartered accountants in the country. We have got 200 people with the degrees in economics. Dr. Randall, like I'm saying, has got a PhD. He's also the chairperson of Vets Cancer. And those are the people that are in SARS.
I'd like to quote a great revolutionary leader, Malcolm X, who said that media is the most powerful entity in the entire world because of its ability to make the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent. And media would like us to believe that our former Minister of Finance, Gordhan, is a superhero on a mission to save South Africa from state capture. The media as well is portraying Tom Moyane as a villain rather than a victim in this whole saga. And I think we're going to see a lot of truth unfolding in the next while. And I think we're going to be very surprised at who is the captured and who is the capturer.
And here are some numbers from this year's SARS tax collection that seem to bolster his claim. 8.6% growth in tax refunds, outstripping revenue growth of 7%. Tax to GDP ratio of 26% shows resilience in a stagnating economy. 5.74 million returns were received from non-provincial taxpayers by November 2016. 89% of VAT refund payments made, only 11% allocated for detailed audit. 155.4 billion rand paid in VAT refunds compared to 142.8 billion rand in the previous financial year. SARS controls prevented 23.8 billion rand in fraudulent refund claims from being paid out.
In 2009, there was a 60 billion cut when the former Minister of Finance was the commissioner. Because how all that works is that people sit down and say the economy is growing like this, it's expected to grow like this, SARS can collect so much money. If the economy doesn't grow, they reduce so it's not a sign of performance. And the Minister of Finance knows about that, and all the people know that. But they'll do that. So they'll come when they have knowledge of something, play this thing that, oh, it's Moyane who's failing.
I think he tries to create a narrative which is reinforced by the mainstream media that he alone, as Gordhan, is the only viable finance minister we've ever had in this country. He alone is the only caretaker, not only of SARS, but of the economy at large. And this is extremely undermining and possibly very racist, actually.
The more you tell the lies in your mainstream media, the more people tend to believe that is the truth. The fiction part of this is that the predecessor of the current leader of SARS have failed, actually have succeeded. That is the fiction. The fact remains that when this new Moyane came in, he has made a success of it. I'm very grateful and glad that AN7 has been running, particularly the KPMG scandal, long before the mainstream can come with it. But because there is this perception that's been created that when you listen to the AN7, you're probably listening to Gupta TV. Now that is fiction. Facts are presented. Listen to the facts.
Well, a lot has been made of KPMG's partial withdrawal of its report on a unit in SARS. So let's now tell you which portions of the findings have been withdrawn. The part on former SARS Deputy Commissioner Ivan Pillay, it says under the guidance of Pillay, a covert and rogue intelligence unit in contravention of the rule of law was established in SARS. The observation on then Finance Minister Trevor Manuel has also been withdrawn. KPMG says it found no evidence that the Minister of Finance knew about the existence of the unit in SARS. And finally, Pravin Gordhan, it says the unit was established by Pillay at the time when Gordhan was Commissioner of SARS. KPMG found no evidence that Gordhan was informed about the existence of the unit. However, it observes, considering his position as accounting officer, it is reasonable to expect that he ought to have known of the existence of the unit.
There are two things that one should not forget in this country, particularly in South Africa, is the history of the information scandal, when billions were taken out since 1976 until 94 and beyond, and where Dr. Connie Mulder and Dr. Ashel Rudy oversaw all that. There was something like 12, 15 banks involved, mainly European banks, and the South African Reserve Bank was part of it, so it was reported. And that is part of the history, and at the same time, don't forget, we've got an economy that is structured as an exclusive, oligopolistic, warehouse and rent-seeking economy. To penetrate that economy that's self-protective is almost impossible. They've made it's watertight. That makes it very, very difficult if you want to get a foot into the door.
The auditing agency's selective withdrawal raises some curiosities. Is it not suspicious that KPMG only chose to withdraw findings of the report specific to Pravin Gordhan? Did KPMG retract certain conclusions under pressure to shield Gordhan? Is it mere coincidence that KPMG's retraction comes close on the heels of Trevor Manuel and Jabo Moholeketi facing questions in the rogue unit case? Is it logical to retain the facts of the report and yet selectively withdraw conclusions? Is it logical for the conclusions of a report to be withdrawn even as the facts remain unchanged? Well, here are some highlights from the contents. There was a unit in SARS which used illegal surveillance techniques. Covert methods were used and equipment unlawfully procured. Then Deputy SARS Commissioner Ivan Pillay headed the unit. Ex-Commissioner Opa Magashula also knew of its existence. Allegations regarding Ivan Pillay's pension payout and dual contracts post-retirement. The unit did not have dedicated offices and members worked from home and held meetings in guest houses, coffee shops and members' homes. SARS should institute criminal proceedings against Johan van Logrenberg for releasing taxpayer and SARS confidential information. SARS should consider recovery proceedings for the fruitless and wasteful expenditure in the establishment, operating and admin for the units from those accountable.